Welcome to The Sims 3 Rewind. My name is Vicky and we are going to explore all the goodness that Sims 3 has to offer right back to the beginning where it all started. Please hit like and subscribe and the little bell icon for notifications.
Just imagine if you had lived your entire life inside your house, and then someone opens the door.
Oh my gosh, this is basically our lives for the last year, being stuck in lockdown, which is actually hilarious. And now we're being set free into the world. Except I'm actually still sitting in front of my computer and I have decided to do a Sims 3 rewind. And the reason being is I have owned all of the Sims 3 games on disc for years. I think I probably got them all when they very first came out. I just installed all of them all at once, got really excited and never really explored each of the packs separately and tended to just stick to the same things that what I knew. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to just basically uninstall everything on my computer, which was scary, and just start from the beginning, install the Sims 3 base game and just explore it and see what we can find, and then add each pack as we go, as it was intended. So before we get started, I wanted to give you a little brief history of The Sims, as obviously The Sims 3 is not where it started. It actually started with SimCity. SimCity came out when I was at school, and you could build your city with different areas and hope that the Godzilla-like creature would not come in, or aliens would come in and destroy your city. And it was a lot of fun. Then the franchise moved on and they released The Sims, which is now known as The Sims 1, so we don't get confused. Now, The Sims 1 was released in 2000 and it was just iconic. It's still iconic. It was the very first game that introduced this type of gameplay, which was going into SimCity on a deeper level and actually controlling the Sims, the people that actually lived there. And it was when we first got to know some of the iconic characters from the Sims series. A little while later, The Sims 2 was released. Now, The Sims 2 is actually set in the future from The Sims. So it was set 25 years on from The Sims 1. So the characters that we got to know in The Sims 1 were obviously now 25 years older, and some of them obviously weren't around anymore. So that obviously was quite interesting to see how everyone had progressed, and we got introduced to the new town, which was Pleasantville, and just the experience of the gameplay was just massively enhanced on The Sims 2. And it was just brilliant. Then came The Sims 3. I don't think I can express how much I love this game. I've played SimCity, Sims 1 and Sims 2, but The Sims 3 is just amazing. The Sims 3 came out and the timeline of it's actually set 50 years prior to The Sims 2, so 25 years before The Sims 1. This means that a lot of the characters that we were introduced to in Sims 1 and 2 either hadn't even existed in the other Sims games, or they were children. So we were now living their lives in a completely different way and starting their life. So if we had a family that were in as elders, we were now living their lives as children in the Sims 3. It was just absolutely brilliant, and we had the open world feature for the very first time, so we could travel around the world as well. And I can't stress how brilliant this game is. You know it's brilliant. It's why you're watching this video, because you want to see what's going on. So The Sims 3, we're introduced to Sunset Valley. This is, in my opinion, the best town, the best world in all of the Sims games. I know that's a strong statement because there's been a lot of worlds, a lot of store worlds. Sunset Valley, it's in my heart. I absolutely love it. Now, you may have noticed that I haven't actually mentioned The Sims 4. Now, The Sims 4. The Sims 4 came out and it was completely different to The Sims 3. The graphics were a lot more cartoony. They'd got rid of the open world, which is what we loved about The Sims 3. And it did have a lot of backlash from Sims diehard fans. I know it has a good following, and I think people that are maybe new to the Sims franchise might be interested in The Sims 4. However, personally, it's just completely different. The timeline doesn't follow on either, so it's not connected to any of the other games. It has a completely separate, it has got some of the same characters, but they don't follow any kind of logical timeline with it. It's a completely separate game, and for me, it just doesn't cut it, if I'm honest. The less said about Sims 4, the better, really. So let's just focus on the job in hand, which is The Sims 3 Rewind, starting with the base game. Thanks so much for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you could like the video and if you could subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to hit the bell icon, you'll receive updates of when I upload a new video. And obviously, please share with your friends if you enjoyed it. Thanks very much. See you in the next one.